Welcome to the group. Welcome to everybody who is new. Welcome to the people who continue to join us. And welcome to those of you who not only join in the Lee's lives, but also for the people who pop in later on, and for the people who pop in the replays, and for the people who send us messages later on who sort of, either whether you want to work with us, there's a couple of you. I just appreciate every one of you. So we're going to talk about cravings for another week or two, because we are running another masterclass. We're going to do phase 2 of the masterclass on cravings, because I know that EFT can be so powerful in this area. It can be so life-changing when you stop craving the thing you're craving, and you can go to the supermarket or the petrol station, the gas station, whatever you want to call it, when you can go there and not have this, I need to go and buy this thing that I used to crave. So for me, we have a crisp or a snack in Australia called Twisties. They could be global, but there were these Twisties, and they were, when I look at the packet now, like, there is nothing nutritional value in them. There is barely anything that's recognizable as food, but I would taste them, and they were engineered so that I would love them, and the taste would be in my tongue, and I crunch. I couldn't go to the shops without buying a packet of Twisties. Now, there were little packets like this, and then they made these big family size. I think it was called a party pack. I would find myself buying the party pack. There were weeks where I bought 2 packs of party packs, because you just never know when you're going to run out of Twisties. The problem with it was on such an automatic pilot for me, but it also, I recognized the crunching stuff had I had such a need to do it. Maybe that's the way to put it. I had such a need to do it. And one of the reasons why I do a lot of cravings work with people is I got rid of so many of my cravings. It was just so freeing. And I know EFT can do it, pretty much in one session. Twisties for me, with my coach, I got rid of, I think it's like 45 minutes, done and dusted, no longer have that craving urge. But what I want to talk to you about today is, yes, still more on cravings, but I want to take you into that other step of, so what happens when I'm craving Twisties? If I'm working on craving Twisties, you're at home on your own, you've got your crisps, your chips, your junk, your salty foods, your sugary foods, your whatever, and you need to have them. What's actually happening when you go, well, hey, I've got rid of that, but now I'm doing this? How often do we see a smoker gives up the smoking and can let go of the cigarettes, and that is as a craved substance, change of state in the body, and then takes up something else, drinks lots of coffee, or just moves from one thing to the other. I certainly did with Twisties. I had a real lolly fetish, so lollies and sweeties and sugary lollies. I had trouble with those. And then I went from those and got rid of those, and then ended up in the Twisties and the salty, crunchy, crunch. So I know that it can be multi-layered. So when you're working on your stuff at home and you're working on your own craving, and you're going, right, I've got this chocolate and I want to get rid of chocolate, what we need to be able to do is get rid of what the emotional connection is to the food, as well as what the body sensations are. So the craving for me was, it was a thought that just used to repeat. I'd go to the shops, and it was almost an automatic habit, automatic on pilot, go, I need to go and buy this. I need to go and buy this. Oh, look, I'm in the shops. I need to get a packet of that. And it was almost like this thought-driven stuff of, well, if I go there, I have to have it. There just wasn't an option not to. So it was a thought on repeat for me. Now, with the body sensations, probably I didn't notice them quite so much. A number of my clients noticed the body sensations more, whereas mine was thought-driven, like almost a bit obsessive. Oh, whenever I went there, well, I had to stop and get them. Couldn't not. But there's his body sensations, where it is some sort of nervousness comes in, some sort of body twitching comes in, some sort of agitation just can't settle comes in. Some of the clients have that. And for others, it's just this desire. I like it. It makes me feel good. I'm going to have it. I like it. It makes me feel good. I'm going to have it. They're quite noticeable drivers to send you into your craved thing as well. So also in the body, there is our bodies are used to feeling certain ways and having certain chemicals released at certain times of the day. I worked with a client a number of years ago, and he was brandy. I worked with him on releasing a brandy craving, because every afternoon at 5:30 he drank brandy. He wanted to cut down doing that, but it was habitual routine. I finish work, I turn my computer off, I go and do X, and then I go and pour myself a brandy. His was in the reward space. So he needed to work on what his reward was and how he could reward himself elsewhere other than with his alcohol, because he didn't want to do it anymore. So the body does have needs of its own. So it has this, well, normally at this time of the day I get this, and normally at this time of the day I feel this, and normally at this time of the day. So while it may seem a little bit out there that our body does that, our bodies are used to it. Just like our bodies are used to drama, just like our bodies are used to, I spend a really lovely weekend and then Monday I have to have a fight with them because it's all feeling too good. The body reactions and the adrenaline and all that comes from the argument, my body's used to that. Same with food substances, particularly things like that with cigarettes and smoking and stuff like that. Not only is it like the body needs, at 10 o'clock I've had a big morning, I need that relax and I need that release. There is also the social implications of it. So when we work on cravings, and when your craving has started with, I've moved from cigarettes to coffee, and I know someone who did that incredibly interestingly and was really quite in denial about that's what he had done. It's the need to have something that's your numbing effect. So if we think of our craving foods or our craving substances as they numb something, whether they numb what we're feeling, they numb a thought process, they numb an interaction, we use those as a numbing, because the minute you take in that substance and it hits your tongue, hits your body, it changes how your body reacts and how your body feels. Now, we all want that. We want those changes. We want to feel those changes. So when we work on with cravings, we need to go into the emotional connections of the cravings. So if you have gone from cigarettes to coffee, from like me with lollies and sweeties into crisps and chips, it was because I didn't deal with the emotional aspects. What's the emotional side of you having that craved substance? I worked with a client and she was hers was chocolate. She just had this mad craving for chocolate and couldn't stop the chocolate. The emotional component for her was when she'd gone through a very, very difficult breakup, a friend bought multiple bars of chocolate. There was the emotional connection made. She felt loved, she felt nurtured, she felt safe, she felt cared for. And the overlaying thing was, here was this chocolate. So when we do tapping on cravings, we need to remove the emotional connection from that substance, but we also then need to go and resolve the emotional connection that pushes towards our thing that numbs us. Now, it may just numb us for a second. It doesn't always numb us out, but everything we ingest, cigarettes, alcohol, food, lollies, substance, anything other than a carrot, face it, changes how we feel. It changes our reactions. So if you're doing tapping on your own and you're finding that you're not able to release the cravings for what it is you're craving, you've got to go deeper. You've got to go into the emotional connection. Why is it that chocolate's your thing? What is it about the chocolate, or what is it about the cigarettes? Because in our world, when we start to unpack things, what was now a problem for you was once a solution. What you went to in an emotional state and took up that habit that started to use that thing, started to ingest that thing, when you first did it, it was solving a problem for you. I feel X and I need to feel Y. I feel X and I don't want to feel X. I want to feel different. This thing made me feel Y. So if you're not doing the work with you, or you are doing the work with you and you're finding you're just not getting the traction or not getting the shifts and stuff, go into the emotional side. Now, if you're not able to do that on your own, I take on private clients for cravings work. It's one of my favorite things to do. Alternatively, click on the link that will pop below the video. So really, really short and sweet today. Thank you for joining me again. Feel free to send us a direct message if you'd like more information. It will be fabulous to see you as well. So much love, everyone.